Hi boys and girls. The book that I want to read today is called Pup and Bear. And if you have this book at your house, how about you go get it and then you can follow along. That will be fun. Whoosh went the great gray owl, swooped down, screeching hoo hoo. The Arctic wolves knew that the big freeze was on its way. They took shelter in a snowdrift, and they listened to the fierce wind holler and roar. They watched the snow blow in spirals, wrapping the world in a fluffy white coat. But when the wind's bitter cold breath turned warm, the sun appeared, and the big melt came. And one lone pup found himself on a sheet of ice, spinning out to sea. Oh no, look at the little pup right here. He's all by himself. The pup slid into the water. He swam and he swam. When he reached land, he burrowed into a snowbank. He was tired and he wanted his mother. The pup closed his eyes and fell asleep, listening to the throb of silence across the still landscape. He woke to the feel of a cold nose against his fur. The smell was familiar. It was a polar bear. "You are not my mother," said the pup, flattening his ears against his head. "I am not your mother," said the polar bear, "but I can cuddle you, and I can keep you safe." The pup was shy and frightened. "Are you going to eat me?" he asked. "Polar bears eat wolves." "Not this one," said the polar bear, shaking his head. "Climb on my back, and I will take you to my den." The pup stretched a paw forward cautiously. Then he climbed onto the polar bear's back. And they crossed the tundra under the watchful eyes of a trio of baby puffins learning to fly. See the three little puffins? Back at the den, the polar bear licked and cleaned the pup. "I am not your mother," she said, "but I can feed you and I can keep you warm." The next day they set off across the wintry tundra. When they spotted a walrus with long, sharp tusks, the polar bear bellowed and chuffed. We are talking about a walrus this week. How fun! And we saw a walrus in the story. "Where are we going?" asked the pup as they neared the water. "I am not your mother," said the polar bear, "but I'll show you where to catch a fish." They passed a snow goose perched on a nest of eggs. They sniffed the trail of the seal as he tried to out them. Do you see the seal? And they spotted the water's edge where the fish and the lemmings came and went in the wondrous wheel of life. The sun shone down on the crisp, crackling snow, and the polar bear rolled in the snowbank. "Come on," she said to the pup. "I am not your mother, but I can play with you." But when the pup tugged too hard at the polar bear's fur, the bear growled. "I am not your mother," she said, "but I can scold you." Then she nuzzled the pup and tickled his tummy. Tired at last, the pup curled up against the bear, and they napped, listening to the wind whimper and sigh. The earth turned, and the big freeze came, followed by the big melt, until at last the polar bear nudged the wolf, who wasn't a pup any longer. "I am not your mother," she said, "but I know it's time for you to go." She nuzzled the wolf one last time, and the wolf nuzzled her back. Then he walked out into the wide world. Look it's changed colors. Now the pup has grown up, the wolf has grown up, and he's white. The wolf howled to moonlight, the midnight sun, which glowed on the horizon, where day ended and night began, and he answered by the cry of another wolf. Soon he was leading his own pack across the frozen tundra. Then one day the wolf came upon a polar bear cub huddled in the snowdrift. "Where is your mother?" asked the wolf. But the cub didn't know. The wolf sniffed the cub and rubbed its fur with its wet nose. "You are not my mother," said the cub, cowering. "I am not your mother," said the wolf, "but I can cuddle you, and I can keep you warm." "Are you going to eat me?" asked the cub. "Wolves eat polar bears." "Not this one," said the wolf, shaking its head. "Climb on my back, and I will take my den." The polar bear clambered onto the wolf's back. "I am not your mother," said the wolf, but you can stay with me until you're big enough to be on your own." And the wolf led the pack across the tundra, along the path that went round and round in the wondrous wheel of life. You see, now the wolf has grown up and it found the little baby cub, and the cub is on the back of the wolf. The end. I hope you enjoyed that book. See you later. Goodbye.